Oh, hi guys. Welcome to what may or may not be my first ever live stream. It's pretty grainy. The camera on my Mac isn't quite as good as my phone, and the lighting in here isn't great. Apologies for any background noise. There's 5 guinea pigs to my right. I was going to start telling you about the sad story about the little one, but let's stick to the cricket. Okay, let's see if I can get this to work. The live stream, not quite live, but I'm going to try and do it. In the hope of doing some more in the future. See if I can get this to work. This isn't going to do this right. Hope this is working. Hope this is going to save. I'm just going to talk through all the predicted playing 11s and argue with them, disagree with them, etc. My computer sounds like it's going to explode when my name's died. I'm going to try and do this reasonably quickly. We've got 18 teams to get through. I hope this works. Right, Yorkshire. Okay, so the team I suggested had Moriarty and Milnes. I just had a craving for Milnes, but obviously Fisher did well for the Lions. You know, I understand maybe Milnes misses out initially. I just thought they hadn't signed Moriarty to turn around and say, we're not playing you. But I thought Bess, and we know he's got a lot of character, and I thought he fought back quite well last year. I saw him bowl when I went to watch Yorkshire, and I wasn't particularly impressed, but I think he improved and he showed his determination with the bat. And there is talk of Joe Root, if you watch my other video, talk of Joe Root coming in, which might not help Wharton's case, but we'll see. My computer's when I'm trying to do this because I'm live streaming and recording a couple of things. Right, Worcestershire, I'm not really happy with this team. I'd like Kashif Ali to be in. Smith, Taylor, Waite, who I mentioned, I'm not sure how fit he is the ball. Leach, then even Finch's right arm. It's very samey for me. I'm not sure if Smith, if anything, I'd be putting Waite at 6. I'm not sure Smith's numbers off the top of my head. There's still depth there, but it just doesn't look quite right to me. Roderick is possibly a good one, keeping wicket, opening, one, I think. So, Warwickshire is generally fair enough. Well, would be the big if there. Hassan Ali, he can back, can't he? Otherwise, it's a bit of a tail. So Mosley in there as the spinner, and obviously maybe these teams aren't geared towards spin initially, although some of them are. And as I mentioned in another video, some of you have been telling me you think it's going to be dry in April. Sometimes we have dry April, so we'll see, won't we? Back end of last season, De Cares, Dawson tearing it up. Sussex, did Allsop open towards the end of last season? But was it 3 at times? So Carter at 6 and Simpson as captain. Somebody mentioned Cavelas. I guess it's a question whether or not Carson starts. They have McAndrew as overseas at some point, then Hughes. So it's sort of chopping and changing, isn't it? Surrey, I think. So somebody mentioned Atkinson would be at the IPL. So we're talking about Cameron Steele, who's one of those, players I like. So those players are all available before some of them get taken away for England. That is a strong side. Law's very much on my radar. Somerset. So I do think Mead should open. I think that's some weird batting orders towards the end of last season. Then at Goldsworthy at 3. Abel is one of those. He wasn't excellent last season. Relieved as captain, doing well in the South Africa T20s. Maybe an opportunity for a bit of a renaissance for him. Lamombe is an interesting one. I started with him last year. He had that epic innings, didn't he, a few years ago in the T20. But Umeed and Lamombe, it's not Bazball, is it? Gregory's captain, down ball, Leach, Bashir. Nottinghamshire. Oh my God, I can't say Nottinghamshire. Sorry, I'm trying to rush this because I'm just conscious. I've done a few tests in the technology. Hey, look, bear with me. We're just testing stuff out for the first time. Ben Slater's an underappreciated player. I was looking. I originally set this up on iMovie and then decided I couldn't get it to work. So I'm just going to tweets. I had my own predicted 11s because I was going to do, and then that was the very day cricket draft started asking everybody for 11. So somebody's unceremoniously ditched Tom Moores here. Now, he did have a good run with the bat. No, his wicket-keeping's not highly rated, and then he had an awful finish to the season. But he did have a little spell where it seemed to be coming together. Shadendorf is playing in Zimbabwe, does not yet have a career 50. Patterson White. So a couple of players, we assume when people go to the Lions, they improve. Players such as Nathan Gilchrist and Liam Patterson White had a really tough year last year. Can Patterson White bounce back? Because he could be a shrewd little selection. Hutton, popular, of course. I don't know about James ahead of Haynes. Montgomery free. I'm not sure about this batting order. I don't know if you hear my computer. Sounds like an airplane about to take off. Right, I'm not sure about this team, Northamptonshire. Okay, there's a few players there I like. That would been in the middle order for Somerset. Maybe it was a surprise move. Where's Vasconcelos? Am I missing something? Where's Vasconcelos gone? Shouldn't he be opening? I think Zabe could miss out there. Bartlett in the middle order. Obviously, then I think Shaw replaces Nair. And I'm not convinced. Will Scrimshaw play all the time in red ball cricket? They'll be keen on Tremaine to do well. Did well last year. Right, Middlesex, another one. So I'm not sure about who's batting at number 3. Put Eskenazi in there. Now, Holden's not in that team, and I thought White had the edge over Davis as wicketkeeper. De Cares, be good. I think it's going to be interesting to see how he kicks on. If he can play every week, contribute bat and ball. But again, Higgins, Roland Jones, Brooks, who I'm excited. Helm is one of those I've always found a bit hype, not enough substance. Bamber, I'm very keen on, but I'm leaning towards one player from each team. But Higgins, Roland Jones, Brooks, Helm, Bamber, they're all right-arm pace bowlers. You want some variety in there, don't you? And then also that means the wickets are shared around. I know Bamber had an excellent, it was 1-2 games last year, where he tore it up. But then Higgins, he was chipping in. Even Roland Jones. And it was interesting, Cricket Draft said that the 5 best players from the last 2 seasons were, I think it was 2 all-rounders and 3 bowlers, and one of them was Roland Jones. And he didn't have a great season last season. It tells you it's still a bowler's game, as I mentioned in my strategy, that I'm leaning towards bowlers. Okay. Sorry, I know I sound like I'm bushing, but this is a bit of an experiment, and I know I've tried testing a few things. I'm not happy with this side. Okay, I think Cricket did post this, and it had Mulder in it, because obviously they just updated it with Pukowski, and as Mulder was in there. I mean, I'm not happy with Hanscom at 3. I think Hilton's the batter 3. I think Hanscom would be 4. They've actually signed Cox as a wicketkeeper. I'm not sure if that complicates things. Obviously, a very good wicketkeeper. I don't know whether Hanscom really wants to keep wicket in 4 days. So Hill is a wicketkeeper, but he's captain, right? I mean, at Budinger at 5, maybe he reinvents in the middle order. He actually had some pretty poor stats last season. They have Dunk as well, who's exciting. I'm not having Travaskis at 11. Okay, for me, this order here, I mean, surely Travaskis is ahead of Wright, and I would probably put spinners up, and I'm looking at having Scriven. I mean, I'd want him maybe down at 8, I'm hoping he could be a bit higher, but being down the order might help him. Can Patel back up last season? Can Pukowski? We wish him well. I mean, same for Lancashire. If Matty Hurst finished last season, I don't know how likely Mahmood is to be fit. Williams is actually maybe a slightly under the radar one. Balderson, wicket keepers galore. Very interested to see if Tom Bruce. Yeah, strange. He averages 49 in first class cricket. And you think Henry Nicholls, do you want to use? Will Young played a lot for New Zealand, yet Bruce never had that opportunity, not in tests. Bohannon averaging 47. He's in my team. Can he, really continue to prove himself? Now, Kent, an interesting one. Obviously, I like Michael Cohen. I'd like him to slip in there. I had something different in the batting. Oh, so they left Denley out. That's it. Both Denleys. So while Crawley's there to get Murray in, Bell Drummond maybe down at 4, maybe the other way around. I hope Bell Drummond can do well. I'm sure he can as captain, but I won't start with him this year. Finch, I meant Didio about. It's had 7 views. Like picking Parkinson, I'm sure would be popular. Right, excited by elements of this Hampshire side, or, I think there's great logic there, or in Middleton. I think it's a very logical, sensible move. I know people at Sussex weren't happy. Or comes in, and I do hope that Prest gets a run. Now, in my team, when I was preparing the team for this, I didn't have Turner, and I'm not sure if it was just Fuller or there was something else going on here. I hope Turner get regularly, because obviously Abbas, Abbott, Turner, there was talk of Nita. Barker's left armour, so, for Fuller, who's a player I like, but Turner is a player who needs to be playing, and if he isn't playing red ball, then I'm investing for a career in white ball. But, Vince, Dawson about 5 or 6. They got some quality there, haven't they? Obviously Dawson as a spinner, batting so high up. Gloucestershire, a slightly awkward one. I mean, the batting sort of didn't much to do with it, I guess. The bowling's a little uncertain. Tom Price back up that great game last year. Can Charles with himself as opener? Ollie Price, Van Buren, these all-rounders, are these worth it? Taylor left arm spoke about Dale. Fit enough. Can they really prove themselves to be consistently good? Good to me. I've been through this a few times in just testing this. We haven't done Glamorgan. Have we done Glamorgan yet? I think I just did it when I was testing. So I think England being like a overseas, like this team is wrong. Like there's a pace of them. Billy is obviously unfortunate in the shadow player. He's not a bad player. Offers something with the ball too, but somebody has to go there. Like that's Cook, 37, 38, a decent player. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. If somebody else would open, a bit harsh on Zayn. Like they need another pacer. That's just not sufficient. Boy was one I mentioned last season, doubted, and he improved, didn't he? Okay, so I had Snater the year before, and he didn't back that up last season. So that is my question for Essex: is that after Cook and Porter, who is your pace bowler? Walter in that side. I would like Pepper to play red ball cricket, to give him a go. Just got a current thing, Donald, Kashif, Pepper, potential for scoring quickly. But yeah. Durham, okay, Durham, another one. Like this side bugs me. They signed Ackerman, right? Now there's enough pace there, Bolan, Potts, Rain, Cars. And if you're saying Ackerman and even Borthwick, I think did start to bowl again the end of last season. So they signed Parkinson. I don't think Robinson and Clark have both been demoted a place there. I just wonder if Jones has to give way and maybe Borthwick opens and Ackerman goes to free in Division 1, of course. Somebody thinks suggested Clark opening. Step up, Division 1. Derbyshire. So that top order, yeah, I mean, it's pretty set in stone. Harry Kane really kicked on last year. Fantastic. Obviously, they have Guest as keeper, bats at 3. I'd maybe have Donald and Lloyd the other way around. Really excited by Donald. Dow, I think he was injured start last season, didn't quite back up such a great season. Thompson isn't under the radar. As he's out, he bowls long spells, he takes wickets. Amir, no Pat Brown. I'm not sure how that's going to work out on a red ball. Wish him all the best. Is that it? There's no way that's it. My computer can't handle it. I have done have I? Sussex? Yeah, maybe. Well, I did fly through that, didn't I? Okay, guys. Well, that was very quick. Just wanted to talk through these teams. Maybe I'll do it again some other time. We'll see if this works. I know it was a bit of a rush, but I just wanted to have a go at doing well, it's not actually live, but live stream, just see if I can figure out what to do, because then I could maybe do it for when I do my own squad or something. But yeah, okay. Thanks for watching. Nearly 15 minutes. I'll end it there. Thank you. How's that? Don't forget to subscribe.